Okay. I don't want this video to come off as like a Watch Mojo's top 10 of all of the like new exciting games that are coming out. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I think we're eating pretty good in 2026 in terms of games. Um, I just want to go down like this list I made of like the games that I am particularly excited for or that have already come out this year in some form or fashion and I am having quite a nice time with. Of course, right at the start of the year, we got Hytale, which has been really cool for what it is so far. You know, we're still waiting on a lot more content to drop for the game, but as like a baseline competitor for Minecraft, especially with that like update 2, with the bigger generation and everything. But yeah, just as like a start to something early access, it is way ahead of what you would expect from something that is like quote unquote early access. Of course, then we got Deadlock, which is in its weird like open close beta where you need like an invitation to get in, but basically everybody gets in. It's another great example of like something in early access that is like actually deserving of that title instead of like alpha, maybe we shouldn't be playing it. But yeah, Deadlock takes like the good parts of Overwatch and like the good parts of League of Legends and kind of mashes them together into something that, believe it or not, despite how bad those two games being put together sounds, it actually manages to make it like a pretty fun game, especially the Street Brawl mode, where you kind of have that roguelike slot machine of different items you can pick. And there's been multiple times where we've had to turn off the game to update it because they're updating it while we're playing, and that's always like a really cool feeling. Like, you know, you're sitting there, you're playing like, you know, just grinding on, and all of a sudden a new character drops like right as you're playing. Like, that's such a good feeling. Something I saw just kind of browsing Steam was a game made by the people who did the remake of Black Mesa. Oh my god. Shrek, from the people who saw Shrek. um, but yeah, they're making like this kind of Payday mixed with Ready or Not co-op shooter that it looks pretty interesting for like what that sounds like. There is they have like a battering ram. I'll play the trailers for all the games, so you'll see like what I'm talking about as we're going through. But it's like it feels very similar to like Payday, but with that like Ready or Not tone, and that comes out in about a month as well, or this month actually. Something that does release in about a month is Marathon. Of course, if you've seen the cinematics, you know that they go absolutely stupid mode. They're awesome. And then, unfortunately, with that whole art debacle of Bungie being caught stealing art from a starving artist, that really tore the heart out of Marathon's chest for a while. And that also kind of had a reflection to me as a Halo fan, because there's so many Marathon ties in those games, down to like, you know, what they call the armor, Oni, what else? Like even some of the gun names and companies that you see in the Marathon trailer, it's like, oh, that's literally just the name that is used in Halo 2. Like Mizraya, or I think yeah, Mjolnir and stuff. Like there's so many cool little nods to each game, little like finger wags. Yeah, expect to see a lot about this game on the channel when and if it actually does drop. Now, something I believe we are all excited for is the I Am Jesus Christ simulator RPG game. Come on. It releases very soon, this year, like all these games. Presumably. They could always get delayed. But just... I know there's a demo out. I don't wanna spoil myself. I want to get the full experience when it actually drops. What kind of crazy person do you have to be to take on such a task? Like I don't know anything about this game. I'm preparing to go into it completely blind. All I've seen is like the Steam page for it. Like, is this a joke? Is this like taken completely serious and is just going to be like actually Jesus Christ of Nazareth? I guess we'll have to find out. Next up is the Halo Campaign Evolved remake, or the Halo Combat Evolved remake called Campaign Evolved for some reason. I've already talked about this in a whole video. It's like the one that autoplays on my channel, so I won't spend too much time on this, repeat myself. But this is also something I'm very excited for. Of course, my profile picture for YouTube and everything is a Halo Elite. Those 3 new missions are the main thing I'm excited for. Of course, as well as like all the extra multiplayer functions. But really, I want to see what new content we're getting out of this game. That's definitely going to be my focus for when it releases. And it might actually release this summer, which is kind of crazy. I almost hope it doesn't release this summer because I want it to have as much time in the oven as possible. But I totally get it if like GTA ends up coming out, even though it might get delayed further. GTA won't be on the video other than here because I don't really play GTA. I got nothing to say about it. Releasing later in the year is of course Gears of War E-Day, the game with some of the most immaculate vibes I've ever seen for a like a teaser trailer. We've been holding off as like a friend group to kind of learn about Gears of War. Like of course I've played it when I was a little kid, but no one else that you've heard like on stream or like in the videos and stuff, like no one else really has played Gears of War. So we want to use this as like a intro for them into the franchise, and then hopefully they'll actually start doing like the Marcus Phoenix collection, and like we can actually just start playing through these games, because at least the original trilogy of Gears of War is like absolutely generational. Each of those games have so many iconic scenes that will be like hard pressed into my noggin forever. And of course, now we're getting into like the undetermined dates. 5 Laps at Freddy's is gonna go hard as fuck. We're finally getting a FNAF multiplayer game, which I can't believe they haven't done in the like is it over a decade at this point? Yeah, like over a decade that FNAF has been a thing, and we haven't got like a proper multiplayer game that I can think of. So yeah, even if this game ends up being like absolutely terrible, we're still gonna have fun and make a bunch of videos with it. Like it's gonna be so stupid. It's great. I've played the demo of this one. The demo is like in pieces broken, where it'll just crash. Like I've hit the settings and it just crashes. You can get stuck on the geometry so easily and just lose your race. And the like rubber banding for the AI is really aggressive, where if you pass the first place even a little bit, they will always have like a maximum boost to just shoot by you, and you really have to like sweat for a first place with the AI, at least right now. Now, something that might be controversial for me to say is this next game, Subnautica 2. I really want to see how this game turns out, because like of course you have the Crafton situation where they kind of they threw away the devs when they were about to get a bonus or something. I don't know the full extent of everything. I haven't quite done my research, and that's maybe why I'm still like, oh, I think I'm going to purchase this game when it comes out and try it, give it a chance, even though it's probably not like the most ethical thing to do. I am a mere mortal man, and I want to play my underwater multiplayer game. If that makes you want to unsubscribe or like throw a brick through my window, I'm not going to apologize. But I understand if that helps. I understand why that would why all this would make somebody very upset, especially as like a fan of the first game. But man, that co-op mod for Subnautica, the first one, is so good. I just want I want to give the game a chance just to see like more multiplayer Subnautica content. Alright, thank you for coming to another Watch Mojo's top whatever amount of entries I had in this list. I was just starting to put a list together in my head of stuff I was really excited for, or things that had already happened this year that were pretty good, despite all the craziness that's going on right now, which I won't get into, because that's not what my channel is for. Um, and yeah, get excited for some cool games coming out. Uh, okay,
All right, that's it later, Ho.
all right, peace.